Hey, good evening, and thanks for joining us here on KGW Plus at 6:30. I'm Blair Best. In this next half hour, we're bringing you stories from Portland to Lincoln City, so let's begin. Tonight, a new poll from the Portland Metro Chamber tells us how some voters are feeling about the local economy and living conditions. And get this, the homeless crisis was not their top concern. We'll tell you what was. Plus, we head to Eastern Oregon as budget cuts in Salem threaten farming programs trying to teach the next generation of farmers. But first, he doesn't want the job, but he's got it anyway. Portland City Council President Jamie Dunphy faced reporters today laying out his priorities. And it's our big story tonight. Well, Portland has a new city council president. District 1's Jamie Dunphy laid out his priorities today while maintaining that he never wanted the job in the first place.
Portland City Councilor Jamie Dunphy is the city's second ever council president. It's the first time someone representing East Portland takes on the role.
I'm going to do what I can to build systems that share power and avoids kind of the ugly tit-for-tat finger-pointing that we've seen over the last couple of days.
The election process revealed a divided council, stuck in a week-long stalemate and 13 rounds of voting, which ended with Dunphy's last-minute nomination. A day after he was elected, Dunphy doubled down, saying council president was never his plan.
This was not a role that I was seeking, absolutely. But I accept it with as much humility and honor as I can because I recognize how important this moment is.
In addition to running council meetings, Dunphy will set the agenda.
I don't want to hold on to things. I don't want to sit and wait on them.
Over the last year, Dunphy was part of the progressive caucus called Peacock. He will remove himself from that group, he says.
I look forward to working with all of my colleagues, and I have demonstrated over the last year that I can work with all of these colleagues.
Among his top priorities, Portland's permitting process and crumbling city roads, unspent housing money, and threats from the federal government.
From immigration enforcement and an increasingly tyrannical federal government that is shooting people in District 1.
He warned of more budget cuts and says his Vice President, District 4 Councilor Olivia Clark, will be deeply involved in the work ahead.
Cannot do this job on my own. This is not a job that I chose to do, and I refuse to allow it to drown me. I'm inviting the council vice president to every meeting. There is far more work to be done and far more issues than we can ever actually realistically deal with in my 1 year that I will be council president, because I'm not doing this again.
Today, Dunphy met with the mayor to talk about the city's homeless shelter goals. The mayor has opened 1,500 new overnight beds. Dunphy says he wants to focus on what comes next, right? What happens when people have to leave the shelters in the morning? Where do they go? Dunphy says he will be, quote, very intentional there, asking how he plans to increase those wraparound services with a decreasing pot of money. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 6:30. Dunphy will join me here in studio for his first live interview as council president. But last night, we heard from a few of you in regards to the new city council leadership. A viewer on YouTube wrote, "A reluctant leader could be a good thing, but I don't know anything about this guy, and the people in the room did not seem thrilled about it."
I have absolutely zero confidence in any person in our local government, our state government. So, no, I'm not surprised at all that they can't even vote in their own president. It's appalling, and it's unacceptable.
If you have thoughts on Portland City Council, send them our way. Or if you have a question you want answered tomorrow night when Council President Dunphy joins me live, let me know. Email the story at kgw.com or call and leave a voicemail, 503-226-5090. Well, how do people in the Portland Metro feel about the local economy and living conditions in the area? The answers are part of an annual survey of voters released this week by the Portland Metro Chamber. And John Adams breaks it down for us.
The economic outlook for people living in the Portland area continued to sour in 2025. That's according to Portland Metro Chamber's annual survey of registered voters in Multnomah, Washington, and Clackamas counties. Homelessness remains a top but improving issue for respondents, but affordability concerns have skyrocketed.
We can see it in lots and lots of data, whether it's the survey we did here or work that we do statewide or things we're seeing nationally. is a growing concern about affordability.
52% of people now say their household is worse off financially than 2 years ago. That's up from just 17% in 2017. And for the first time since this survey has been conducted, over half of Tri-County voters believe their economic opportunities are poor or very poor. John Horvick, who conducts the survey for DHM Research, calls this data concerning.
People are feeling that Portland is less affordable than it was in the past. They're financially stressed today, and they're worried about their opportunities in the future.
The outlook for the future doesn't appear any rosier. Only 9% of respondents believe their economic situation will be better 1 year from now. John Isaacs with Portland Metro Chamber says the numbers show local concerns have shifted from social issues like crime and homelessness to affordability.
This tells a very clear story that economic concerns are top of mind. It's the one clear takeaway.
The data does show positive trends for downtown Portland, including a 17% increase in Tri-County visitors from outside the city since 2023. Respondents also feel the direction of downtown has gotten better and is safer.
People are seeing progress, so more people are telling us just that things are getting better.
Well, that was John Adams reporting. And this survey polled 600 voters across the Tri-County area of Washington, Clackamas, and Multnomah counties. Portland Metro Chamber's full State of the Economy report will be released sometime in the next month. Well, a more than century-old grocer in Portland is at a risk of closing. The last business standing on Produce Row, the president of the company says she's giving it all she has to keep things afloat. Jake Holter has the story from inside Sheridan Fruit Company.
Here at Sheridan Fruit Company, the president says that foot traffic is at an all-time low, citing COVID, inflation, and tariffs all as contributing factors to the increasingly empty shelves, but she's hopeful that customers will return.
We are really struggling to fill our shelves. We want to give our customers everything that we used to.
Sheridan Fruit Company has been in business since 1916 and is the last retail and wholesale grocer operating on Produce Row. Company president Ann Barwick's family has been at the helm since 1946.
It means a lot to me personally. You know, I don't want to see this go away. And there's so many things out of my control.
For example, Sheridan used to deliver to hundreds of restaurants pre-COVID through their wholesale business, but after so many restaurants went under in the pandemic, their revenue has taken a big hit.
It's just never been able to come back, and we wanted to service those restaurants. We still have very few, but so many of them, it just broke our hearts to see them go, but we understood why, and that really affected us.
She says Sheridan's own suppliers are coming in with prices sometimes 50% more than just a few years ago. And it's not just the store feeling the pinch. Barwick says customer habits have also changed with rising prices and an affordability crisis.
You can tell that they are very, watching what they spend, even during the holidays, like we do gift baskets and gift boxes, but they're reasonably priced, but still that's a luxury that a lot of people that used to give those out don't do it anymore because of the expense.
30 years ago, my God, this place was packed. We had foot traffic everywhere. We had people coming. People were working outside. People were working. And now they're not working, they're working from home.
One customer we spoke with off camera says he gets lunch at Sheridan almost every day and would be devastated to see it close, but says he himself does less grocery shopping there.
The bottom line is that we just need our customers to be here, and I know it's hard to ask of that when we don't have a lot of things to sell them right now.
Jake Holter, KGW News.
And while we're on the topic of agriculture, the state's budget crunch could soon ripple into classrooms and beyond, especially in Eastern Oregon. The Future Farmers of America Group, or FFA, says proposed cuts in Salem would limit hands-on learning and leadership training for students who rely on those opportunities. There are more than 15,000 FFA members in Oregon, and for the past 5+ years, the state has helped fund the program that's now facing a 7-figure cut. Hunter Funk is in Harney County, hearing from students and teachers on what's at stake.
A senior at the Crane Union High School.
I'm a junior at Harper High School.
I go to school at Crane Union High School, and I'm a senior this year.
It's hard to not be in agriculture in some way, but a lot of mine is mostly just kind of with family. And then not until I think my 9th grade year, my freshman year, I was actually involved in FFA, and that's kind of what got me more into the agricultural industry.
We have about 70 acres of cattle and sheep and horses, and we also have chickens. We have pasture, and then we also have another about 50 acres of hay. In the summer, I'm constantly running a tractor. I'm doing that with my father. And then in the winter, I am building barns, building stuff for the sheep and the cattle.
With ag, I started it my freshman year, not really having a background. None of my family has done ag, and I've really enjoyed it. It's helped me grow in so many ways. I've gained so many skills, and I'm just appreciative of that.
For these students, ag education looks different. Some grew up in it, others found it through the Future Farmers of America group, or FFA, but all of them are gaining skills, inside and outside of the classroom, like public speaking, welding, and other trade skills. But now the program helping shape those paths could be impacted by proposed state budget cuts in Oregon.
So the impact is huge. It affects every community in our state, truly.
There are 176 ag instructors and more than 15,000 FFA members across the state. Since 2019, Oregon has helped fund FFA through the Department of Education, covering student dues, leadership programs, classroom support, and additional pay for the teachers.
We've been extremely successful in removing barriers for participation for students. And the goal of the funds that come from the state is really to take those historically underserved students, so students from rural communities who are financially challenged, those that might be part of a minority group, and give them the opportunity to participate in FFA.
Now, a recommendation to cut about $1.1 million for programs like FFA and career and technical education courses could change that. Educators say without that funding, participation could shrink and opportunities could disappear.
When you start looking at cutting these budgets, that's the type of things that maybe you don't think about, but they could definitely be cut. And in order to continue them, we would probably have to put that burden back on the students and their parents in order to pay for that transportation costs and that stuff to get there. And we're on this side of the state, we're historically under the poverty level. And so you're definitely going to eliminate a certain cross section of your students that maybe just couldn't afford it.
Sherman says programs like FFA do more than teach agriculture. They help prepare students for the workforce, especially at a time when farming and trade industries are struggling to find skilled workers.
We have high demand kids. I mean, there's I can't tell you how many times that I've been told that as soon as an employer gets an application that says FFA on it, they immediately take a double look at that resume because they know the skills that we're teaching these kids.
The proposed cuts aren't final. Lawmakers will decide in the coming weeks, but students say what's being debated is bigger than the budget line.
Farmers are going to be then even harder to find, and we're not going to be able to have as many people. I mean, world hunger is a huge thing that's still happening. We want to be able to stop that. It's just going to get worse.
We are agriculture and we are the future. So I'm a little worried if we didn't have that aspect of what agriculture was and what it does to us, that we'll lose a part of who we are.
If you want a strong Oregon, you have to invest in the students.
Well, coming up next at 6:30, if you're finally breathing a sigh of relief now that the holidays are behind us, it's time to gear up for tax season. And this year, there are some big changes as you get ready to file. Details after the break. Matt.
Yay, tax season. Can't wait, right? All right, at least we got rid of the fog, Blair, and have cleared things out. It was a beautiful day today. We're still at 48 degrees. That's above the average for the state. Those east winds continue. A little bit of fog down the southern valley. Rain and mountain snow. Well, we'll take a look at mountain snowpack where we are right now and when we may get some more.
KGW's Evening News. Important stories to help you stay informed and keep your family safe.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Vidawanich.
And I'm David Molko.
Weather impact alerts to help you plan your week.
We need to be extra careful with anything that can throw a spark.
And a team of local journalists connected to our community. David Molko, Christine Vidawanich, and Matt Zaffino. Your Evening News team, tonight on KGW.
Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Well, now that the holidays are behind us, it is that time of year again. Tax season. As you get ready to file, there are some major changes this time around. And Corey Johnson joins us with highlights that business owners should be aware of.
Well, local tax prep professionals say there are 3 large changes that business owners need to be aware of. This as tax season gets underway on January 26th, so just over a week and a half away. Now, the first is called Section 179. That allows businesses to depreciate the full cost of certain equipment in the same year it's purchased. This year, the rules have been loosened, meaning owners buying things like machinery, tools, and technology could see a larger tax break up front. The second involves research and development or R&D rules expenses. Small businesses that do research were previously required to spread those deductions out over several years. Now they may be able to amend past returns and recover some of that money. And the third is a push to bring American manufacturing back to the U.S. Qualifying businesses may be able to use depreciation on certain buildings. Portland-based tax firm Foster & Associates tell me that while these breaks can be significant, they come with some big picture trade-offs.
When the IRS collects less tax money, there is more inflation. We have a fiat currency, and so that means that the majority of when the Treasury pays money out, inflation goes up, and when the Treasury takes money back in, inflation goes down. Then they're going to have to reimagine certain items for, say, government spending or the like to counteract the inflation because the Treasury is going to take less money out of circulation.
Now, with a lot of tax changes happening this year, local tax experts tell me consumers could see more random IRS audits and letters over the next year or two. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you've done anything wrong. They say the IRS just wants to check that filers are understanding the rules and following them correctly. Back to you.
Well, Chief Meteorologist Matt Safino joins us now. Matt, all day today I thought it was Friday.
Yep.
So let's talk about the weekend because I am
just
ready
to catch
for
you
it.
up. That's right. Yeah. At least it got sunny, right?
Yes.
And I agree with you. It felt like a Friday, and tomorrow is Friday, and it's going to be just as beautiful as today was, too. Let's take you outside right now. There's a look from our Wells Fargo Sky Cam down at the Morrison Bridge with the lights, with kind of a golden glow to them. 48 degrees right now. Pretty mild for this time of the night, this time of the year. We're running 18 degrees warmer than the same time last night, courtesy of the sunshine that we got today and the warming that happened now that the fog has blown on out. Now, some places are colder, like over in Pendleton, 4 degrees colder, Bend a couple degrees colder. The fog is set into the Columbia Basin. You can see it there. It did not have it yesterday. It was a great day in the Dalles today. But the valley, most of it anyway, has cleared out, except for Eugene and Corvallis, where the east winds, which actually turn and come from the north once they come out of the gorge, are just not reaching. So we haven't cleared it out down there, but Portland has, Salem has, and we're going to stay that way through the next couple of days. And look at these high temperatures. I mean, come on now. Near 60 degrees in the middle of January, that's unusual. 57 at the airport, that was the final number here. Brookings on the south coast made 75. Just amazing warmth for this time of the year. 50 in Joseph, 55 in Bend. That's not bad either. Okay, it was windy, as we mentioned, so let's check out some of the peak wind gusts we had today. Corbett reached 56 miles an hour. Crown Point, just down the road, 52. The east side of Troutdale, as a weather station, recorded a 42-mile-an-hour gust. And earlier in the day, it was windy in the Cascades. Then the winds backed up, but the summit at Ski Bowl had a gust of 30. And over in Happy Valley on the east side of town, also near 30 miles an hour. Tomorrow, sunset at 4:55 as the days are getting longer. They really are. It'll be clear all day long from sunrise to sunset and breezy, and we'll top out again in the mid-50s. Maybe not quite as warm as today, but still really, really mild. Here's the east wind pattern. Notice in the gorge, through the Cascades, into the Portland area, and then over the coast and the Coast Range. As we go through time, those east winds will become increasingly limited to the gorge and the Portland area. This is by Saturday. Still getting gusts of about 30 miles an hour on the east side of town. But it's going to keep us clear, and because we're going to have several days of east winds, The air is getting drier and drier, so even when and where that east wind dies off, we're not going to see a return of that thick, widespread fog. We do have air quality issues, though, in the Willamette Valley and many of the counties in eastern Oregon. So why? Okay, it's just this big, massive area of clear air and very warm air aloft with high pressure in the upper atmosphere. All the storms are going around it, as is the jet stream like that. They're going to have a snowstorm down in the southeast over the next couple of days, but no such luck here. We're going to stay dry. There's the low clouds on the east side, east winds in the valley right on through the weekend. I hope you like January sunshine because that's what we have. Curious little feature here. That's just an eddy in the low clouds. That's more typical of a summertime pattern. It's a bit weird to see that in January. Now watch. High pressure will eventually break down towards Wednesday and Thursday. That's when we get into some valley showers and a little bit of mountain snow, and we could use it. Look at this. Our snowpack right now, 40 inches at Timberline and Meadows. That's 40% of average at Timberline, 49% at Meadows. Same story up in the Washington Cascades, the snowpack running about 50% of average. How does that compare to the same time last year? Not well. We were at 106 inches at Timberline last year, the same date. So we're 66 inches below where we were at this time last year. Meadows was right at 100 inches last year. Pretty much the same story to the north. I wish I could tell you there's a big snow event coming our way for the mountains, but there is not, at least not yet. 48 degrees, don't worry, there's still time. We could make up in a hurry later January and February and even March. Clear and windy in Portland, gusts of 35 miles an hour. We'll make it up to 55 tomorrow. We're in the 50s Saturday, Sunday, and MLK Junior Day, the holiday, 53. Still nice on back to work Tuesday. And then finally some rain returning on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. And you know what? Blair Best is returning right after this.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Well, it is time for us to get out there, and this week we're heading to Lincoln City. A new park trail is making waves for its record-breaking claim. John Goodwin went to check it out.
Hello from Lincoln City. I'm right here at the Schooner Creek Discovery Park, just off Highway 101. And I'm meeting my old friend Jeannie Sprague, the Parks and Rec Director in Lincoln City. And all she's told me is, get ready for a record-breaking hike. This may look like a regular stop along the coast, but it comes with a big claim.
Hey, John, good to see you.
Jeannie, great to see you too. How's it going?
It's going great. And what's up with this? You a little overprepared today?
What do you mean? I thought you said we were going to break some records today.
Oh, well, this is a world record breaking trail, of course, but
you may have overdone it here.
Uh-oh. Apparently, not the expedition I expected. Welcome to Lincoln City's newest trail. Jeannie says the idea started small and got even smaller.
We did build a trail. It's tiny, and so we decided we wanted to go for the world record of world's shortest park trail.
135 feet long, or 0.02 miles. The path is paved and ADA accessible, complete with a bench halfway through. Jeannie, can we take a break?
Oh my goodness, yes. I was wondering when you were going to ask.
Wow, this is great. So what are we looking at here?
We're looking here at Schooner Creek. It's right next to our new park. It's a wetland area here.
The eagles come through here. You can see the elk actually come through here. It's pretty active out there, for sure. The tide and everything.
Ken Miller is on the Parks and Rec staff as well. It took a grand total of 3 days to take out invasive plants, lay down rock, and pave the trail. A great compliment to nearby Schooner Creek Discovery Park, with an accessible playground, soon-to-be event stage, and more. I'm very embarrassed by my level of preparedness. As for the world's shortest park trail, park staff did look into applying for a Guinness World Record, but the application fee alone was $14,000.
So we did our own research via Google, and we have not found anyone else that has a shorter park trail.
You know, Jeannie asked me, she said, what if somebody beats it? I said, we'll make it smaller. It's simple.
No documented park trail is shorter, so the claim is set. The obvious next step? We'll let our runner Steve take it from here.
Yeah, I've done the Boston Marathon 3 times, Chicago once, and a couple back home.
So some pretty iconic races.
Yeah.
How does this one compare?
Honestly, this is one of the more daunting ones. Focused. 9 seconds. A little more training, I think we can really knock maybe a quarter second off of that. Feeling pretty good.
A $2,000 grant from the Oregon Parks Foundation helped fund the $12,000 project. Next time you're in Lincoln City, consider stopping by. And unlike me, pack your common sense.
It's just getting out in nature, slowing down for a little bit. In fact, we tell people when they go on the world's shortest park trail, if you really want to enjoy it, walk it very, very slowly. And then they just take in nature. It's what we want people to do, everyone.
And if you miss something on this trail, just walk it again, right?
Yes, exactly. And here we are. How do you feel?
I feel great. That was so much fun. As an after-hike treat, where's the best place in town to get ice cream? In Lincoln City, I'm John Goodwin. Let's get out there.
Well, that is the end of our show, folks. Thanks so much for watching here on KGW+. And don't forget, everyone has a story to tell. Have a great night. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night on Channel 8 at 6:30.